www.carolinasafari.com and check out Carolina Safari. Mention Hear Women Talk and get a discount from Carolina Safari Jeep Tours.
See another side of Myrtle Beach. Get wild with wildlife. Explore history, nature, and mystery on a Carolina Safari Jeep Tour.
Hi, this is Michelle with La Bellamy Vineyard. You're listening to Hear Women Talk Radio on the Zeus Radio Network.
Police psychics find me. Welcome back to Please Psychics Find Me with Kelly Snyder, Valerie Graham, and our guest, Dave Campbell. Dave, one of our on HearWomenTalk.com chat line asked how long it takes you to do your astrological research on a case. Do you pore over it for hours, days? As a forensic astrologer, we'd love to know how you do this thing.
Okay, yeah, I start getting information as soon as I get the chart pulled up with the day it was, happened, the event happened. I start getting big information right away, like whether they're alive or passed, and what happened to them and what was going on. And then I just keep refining it, which takes hours, a couple of hours for me to get all the little details, like the asteroids put into place, and those are the small details, but they're the telling details, too. Like in the Marcy Randolph case, in her chart she has Icarus conjunct her Mercury. Mercury is planet of travel. And Icarus, do you remember the story of Icarus?
Icarus and Daedalus.
Yes. And
yes,
they escaped from prison and they had the wings of wax. And Icarus kind of got too carried away, got too close to the sun and crashed. It flew and crashed and drowned. So that telling in her chart was very, a big clue. And it's in her 8th house of death. And then Pluto, the planet of death, was hitting it at that time. So it tells me, there was a crash, a flying crash, and that's exactly how she did pass. So it was very, very specific.
If you knew the story right away, but that was a symbol, I guess.
Right, it was a symbol of what
well.
happened, and that's exactly how it worked. It was already in her chart, actually, and this was set off at the right time. So it takes a long time to get all that little stuff in, but the big stuff I can usually get a great sense of what happened with them right off the bat.
Kelly, you had pointed out at one time that not only does the team of Find Me concentrate, of course, on finding those you wish to, but also that you can develop a bit of the suspect profile. You were talking about that.
Well, the whole thing, Dave, is every time we're looking for a missing person, we have literally the two options. Did the person go missing and want to be missing, or did they accidentally fall off a cliff? I mean, there's so many variables when we're looking for someone, but we also have the other variable where there's a suspect involved. The person went out to, just take a walk in the woods, for example, on one of the cases we worked about 6 months ago, but then foul play comes into play. They either rob the person or kill him for whatever reason. So explain to me that with not really having the suspect's information, how do you zero in on a suspect? I mean, what are you doing it partially because of the astrology and the mediumship, or combination of the two, or how do you do that?
Yeah, there's a combination, because I do the psychic stuff and get the information that way as well, and if what I see in my mind, and I write down, descriptions. And also I can do, if I don't have any chart at all for the suspect, I can do, like I said, with the horary question, ask that question, do the chart at that time, and then get the description from that chart, and it does give very, very complete details.
Kelly and Dave, Kay asked us on the chat line. So, she says, if it's already in someone's chart, Does this mean crimes and so forth are predetermined?
That's a good question. I think to some extent, maybe everybody has free will, and maybe I think people's passing, we all choose the time of exit, whether it makes sense to us on this level or not. The crimes, that's where the free will comes in. Are you going to use your negative energy or your planetary energy in a negative way, or are you going to use it to positive? Like, for instance, police charts and criminal charts often look like the same chart because they're using the same energy. They're both going around firing guns, tackling people, jumping over buildings or whatever. It's still the same energy, right? So it's just how they're using it. And a surgeon chart is the same as a butcher chart. They're both cutting up things, just in a different
True.
way. So that's where free will comes in. But your chart, and I to believe we choose most of what we're going to do in life before we get here. That's a whole other topic. But then we get here and we have free will to go, do I want to go through with this, or do I want to go a different way? So that's a hard one to answer, but I think in a lot of cases, yes.
Free will is the key there.
But yeah, crime, I don't think that's a free will thing.
Well, there was one more question from Shirley. She wanted to know if the birth alignment part of what you're talking about is similar to geographical profiling.
I don't know what geographical profiling means.
We'll have to ask Shirley, what is that? Is that maybe she was talking about your place determinant? That's the only thing I can guess.
No, I think if that's no, it doesn't.
Okay.
You mean
where you're born? No.
Well, yeah, I was asked either that or where you physically are at
your
present,
time,
right?
Right.
Yeah, the current time. So maybe we can get her to come back in and
clarify.
That. Well, yeah, I mean we're as far as the mediumship, Dave. That was the curiosity as far as the forensic astrologer. I think you've spent a great deal of time learning this process, and certainly you know it off the top of your head, but I think you also have a computer program with this information in it too. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, you have to use the program too.
Well, I figured you did, but I didn't want to say it without making you confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
But so the complement here, as I see it, is the mediumship and the forensic astrologer part is literally a hand-in-hand to essentially feed you the truth, as close to the truth as you can get. Is that correct?
Right, because I use my psychic skills with it as well, and the mediumship, and then I can talk to them, I can pull them in.
So from the medium angle, Dave, when did you see your first dead person in front of you?
Oh, I was 8 years old, so that was...
boy.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I was being babysat in a haunted house, and my...
Good work.
I know, and I had to go there every week, so it was kind of scary. But my parents knew about it also, because I heard them talking, to the owner of the house, the babysitter, and about they were trying to use good words like poltergeist, and I'm like, oh, I know what that means. And they said, well, it's haunted, and yeah, it's been validated since then, so...
Well, haunted in the sense by good ghosts or bad ghosts, or good people, bad people?
They were kind of, I wouldn't say good, but they weren't evil. They were just lost, let's put it that way. They didn't want to leave.
So the show that's on TV about the, the Ghostbusters and all of that, which, was actually made into a fairly decent comedy, all of that is true, correct?
Yep, there's ghosts wandering everywhere, almost any time.
Well, what's the dealio with these people? Are they lost? They don't know where to go? Or are they, because I've heard the word orbs, and I see in photographs orbs all the time once it was brought to my attention. Matter of fact, Chris Robinson, who we had on a week or so ago, has a actual, a 3-ring binder full of photographs of all these places he's gone and taken photographs of various areas, and one of them was an orb above a casket that was being driven away from a church, and the orb was above the casket, and you could see the face.
Awesome. I love it.
So, yeah, I mean, that was unbelievable when I saw that. I mean, I realized the orb is, unless I'm wrong here, but the orb is a person, correct?
I'd say in a lot of cases, yes. In some cases.
Well, I mean, it's either human or animal, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a spirit of some kind. It's like I always use the analogy of like in the Wizard of Oz when the Good Witch comes with like that little ball. You know, that's
right.
Oh, yes.
That's how they travel. That's all there is to it. It's just they travel in an orb form and then they can materialize in human form or whatever they want to look like. Whatever they want to show you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, so many people talk about it, and I got to tell you, you know, you hear all these stories about, you know, someone is asleep at night. They know 100% they're by themselves, and all of a sudden they feel someone sit on the bed, or something moves in the room, and there's no way it wasn't wind, it wasn't a fan, it wasn't anything other than someone being in the room with them. And, you know, when you first hear them and you're not knowledgeable of this stuff, you think, okay, you know, here's one for the loony bin. But, you know, now I've heard it so much, you know, I truly believe that it happens more often than people even think.
Oh, yeah, it's very common. And I do purposely go to known haunted hotels to stay just to see the phenomena. And I get quite a bit, too. So I just had one recently in Prescott, and I didn't know it at the time, but the ghost would always take people's toothbrush. Well, Ray's toothbrush was missing the first day, and we looked everywhere. I went back to the truck, and we even went to dinner, and then came back, and when we come back, it's it's sitting next to mine. It was not there, I promised before.
Why did he take it?
Then I read in a book in the town about what those ghosts take people's toothbrushes, and then I'm like, aha. So
why would he take the toothbrush?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I asked that question in my mind, and I got that because you'll miss it right away.
Right away, you'll know it's gone.
Right away, you're going to know that you're going to brush your teeth, and because if you bring your toothbrush, you're going to brush your teeth. I hope.
Well, I hope all our listeners are
know
looking.
that it's gone.
Well, all our listeners can check if their toothbrush is in the restroom, because we'll be right back with Please Psychics Find Me in just a moment.
My name's Jesse Jordan with Further Faster Initiatives, and you're listening to Hear Women Talk Radio.
Hello, race fans. This is Jeff Gilder, creator of RacersReunion.com. When you're in Myrtle Beach, check out my favorite, the Caravelle Resort. The Caravelle Resort has a golf department and concierge with golf privileges at virtually every course on the Grand Strand, including the coveted Dunes Club.
And ladies, pamper yourself with Caravelle's Studio Spa, featuring services such as Swedish massage, heated stone therapy, reflexology, manicures, pedicures, facials, and more. Awaken your senses with the most requested massage and spa therapies.
The Caravelle Resort, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 800-507-9145. Get the best rate on the Grand Strand when you use promo code RACERS at thecaravelle.com. 800-507-9145.
Hats galore. Visit our store at 4822 Highway 17 at Barefoot Landing. We have the largest source of hats in the greater Grand Strand area. Tilly, Stetson, Indiana Jones, Wallaroo, top hats, Mad Hatter, derbies, felts, fedoras, cowboy, golfer, driver, life is good. We carry a large selection of women's fashion hats as well as Red Hat Society hats. We also have an assortment of umbrellas, canes, and walking sticks. Hats galore, located at Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach. We are the best source for hats in the Grand Strand area. Hats galore at barefoot.com.
Tonight, take an adventure on the Myrtle Beach Ghost Walk. Explore the haunted swamps where alligators and the ghosts from long ago still reside. Stroll across floating walkways beneath the Spanish moss as your pirate guide leads you by lantern and shares 13 spooky tales along the way. The Ghost Walk departs nightly at dusk, only at Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Call 843-361-2700 or visit myrtlebeachghostwalk.com for advance tickets. The Myrtle Beach Ghost Walk.
This is Paul Truelove on Zeus Radio Network for HearWomenTalk.com.